assertion that there is one DNA in this country. I don't think that there has been any such study in this country because we have many races living here. You have Eurasians, you have Indians, you have Dravid, you have Adivasis, you have tribals, you have other people, Mongolite people in the northeast. So I don't think that this assertion that there is one DNA, I think this is not correct. But we have same values, it is correct. We have a same shared history, it is correct. We share a lot, which is very correct, and that is why we are part of this Union of India. The issue of Uniform Civil Code, it is, in my opinion, an artificial view, because having one single law does not make you a great country by itself. But the other qualities, that is justice, that is elevation of poverty, it does not have. These things do not have any bearing on Uniform Civil Code. I mean, this is a policy. I mean, economic policies, political policies, human rights, generalization of human rights. This has nothing to do with Uniform Civil Code. You see, Uniform Civil Code, the current government and also a section of the media portrays it as if it is a Muslim issue. It is not a Muslim issue. This is a basic flaw in this argument.
Social media campaign is going on, and they are saying that if Uniform Civil Code is implemented, then Muslim will be prevented from marrying 4 wives, and they will have less children.
You see, right now, which Muslims in marrying 4 wives, I want to know. And I had on my Twitter handle, I had tweeted saying that, tell me which Muslim in India has 4 wives and I will give you right away 10,000 rupees. And nobody has come forward. So this is, you know, just a way to put down a community. Nobody has the wherewithal. Maybe, you know, in 200 millions, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 persons who have 4 wives. It's impossible. They might have 2 wives, it's possible, but also 1 in a million will have 2 wives, because it's very difficult right now to maintain even 1 wife at this time. I mean, the kind of expenses that are involved, the kind of, you know, the salaries or incomes that are available in this country are not sufficient to run 1 family. So how can a person run 2 or 3 or 4 families? It's just impossible. Only some people who are film actors or some politicians can have this kind of, you know, facility to open more than one house.
Sir, my PhD, I did some research, and I found that polygamy is more common among tribals, among Jains, among Buddhists, among Hindus. It is least among Muslims.
That is true. That is true. This is I think based on some official study.
Yes.
Which says that Muslims are least polygamous. But this is the propaganda. This is kind of post-truth. You keep saying a lie and it becomes the truth. So Muslims are being only, you know, antagonized in this way. Muslims are being given bad name in this way, that they are doing it, which is not, they are not doing it. This is Mr. Modi, when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat, he was using this.
Electoral campaign.
Yes, electoral campaign, and during the in the aftermath of the riots, he said many times that, do you want me to support them for wives and 25 children?
Yes.
So who is having 4 wives and who is having 25 children? This is I mean, in the streets language, this is bullshit. It is, but since politicians say it and repeat it, and since a section of the media, which is Godi media or lapdog media, keeps repeating it, some people think that there is some truth in it. There is no truth in it. The other thing is that when you speak of directive principle itself means it is not law.
No.
It is not law. Otherwise, they would have made it a law. They would have made article so and so
44.
For this. No, but Article 44 is directive principles.
Yes.
It is not law.
No.
the state is told that they should strive. But the state is also told they should strive for many other things.
But they are not talking about.
Why? They should strive for prohibition, that is abolition of alcohol.
Yes.
Have they done it? On the other hand, they are encouraging, they are giving facilities. Right now, just 10 or 15 days back, the Aam Aadmi Party government here in Delhi has allowed supply of alcohol for home delivery. What is this? And I tweeted about this. What is, you were elected to give this facility to people, to just phone some vendor and tell him bring me this number of bottles to my home. You see, there are many things in this. This is a list of the directive principles. The human civil code just comes under. There are 51 the articles about. There are something like I should say 20 or 23 things that state is asked to work for it. I mean, to try to it. And I think they have done nothing except education, free education, and that was they were supposed to do it within 10 years. That is by 1960 they were supposed to offer free education to every Indian according to the directive principles, but they did not. They came, I think it was 2010 or 11 or 12 when this law, education law.
I think it was done in 2008-9 something.
8-9 or something. Mr. Kapil Sibal did it. Yes. So they did not do it within 10 years. And even now, the universal education, free education is not available to every Indian. Right now, it's not available. So many villages there is no school. They cannot go to a town or to some faraway village to a school. The school should be there in their own hamlet, in their own village. There should be a school. So even now they have faith.
So you want to say that the policies related to welfare of people, they are not taken.
Are not taken seriously. It also says one of these articles says that the state should work against accumulation of wealth in a few hands. Why? This government is doing just the opposite. It is working for the accumulation of wealth in a few hands, and we have got these news coming, reports coming that some people like Adani and Ambani, their wealth has increased during the corona. People are now hungry. People don't have money to buy, and so many businesses have gone bust. But some of people are making much more money. Billions, they're making more money during this COVID pandemic. So this government, what I want to say is that also this says, directive principle says that workers should have participation in industries. Where is this? 70 years back.
Even the labor laws are being withdrawn.
Withdrawn. Parity in pay scale. One work, one pay. It is not applied here in India. Even in the army, it is not applied. So why they are so worried about only the uniform civil code? There are so many things. Do it from top. This is at the bottom. Do it. Start from the top and do it. This is one thing. The other thing is that it is not a Muslim specific issue. Mr. Moily, who was law minister under UPA, he said that there are something like 200 to 300 civil codes, that is personal laws in India. Not just one. It's not just one Muslim. There are many tribal, there are Christian, there are Northeast, there are Adivasi, and even among Hindus there are so many. There is matrilineal laws in the South. But many.
But they are creating this impression that since uniform civil law is not enforced, Muslims are being guided by Sharia Court. They are not following the code.
okay, Muslims are being guided by Sharia Court. There is no, first of all, there is no such thing as Sharia Court. It is what is, it is a misnomer, Sharia Court. It is a kind of, facilitating kind of a committee, or you can say it arbitration committee, something like that.
When two parties
there is no court. I mean, a court should be part of a state, should have enforcing, powers. It should have police, should have jails, if all. But here in the so-called Sharia courts, they have nothing. If any parties, of two parties or three parties, if any disagrees and say I don't accept it, that's it, nothing. And usually it happens. I mean, not usually. Everybody accepts who the two parties or three parties which go to so-called Sharia court. They don't agree there. They say no. One party says no, I don't agree. So he goes to the court, normal court, ordinary court. So this word, using word court, and I have spoken against it. I have told Muslims, don't use this word. This is a wrong word, and this creates a wrong impression that you have something, some parallel system, There is no parallel system. A parallel system would be when there is coercive, power to do these panels.
To get it implemented.
There is no such thing. There is no such thing. So one thing is that the directive principles are not just Uniform Civil Code. There are more than 20 or 25 other things which are more important, and I think prohibition, that is abolition of alcohol, should be on the top. Giving proper salaries to workers and participation in industry it should be on the top. Prevention of accumulation of wealth in a few hands should be on the top. And this comes later. And especially there are so many. I mean, when you start doing this, you will unravel, a well-adjusted, system.
Sir,
not just Muslims. Even among Muslims, there are many personal laws. I mean, Mayos have their personal laws. Bohras have their personal laws. Shias have their personal laws. Sunnis have their personal laws. So there is no one thing. You will unsettle a big problem among Hindus, among Christians, among tribals, among Northeast peoples, among Muslims also, among South Indian, communities. So why do this when everything is fine, everything is going, there is no
Sir,
problem?
You told me some time back when we had conversation about Uniform Civil Code.
Yes.
You said that government or the ruling parties, they talk about Uniform Civil Code, but they have never brought any draft. What is their agenda? What is their plan? So why the government
agenda is not to bring a uniform civil code. I mean, I'm very certain about this. The agenda is only to annoy Muslims.
Keep talking.
Keep talking and give bad name to Muslims.
Okay.
That these people are responsible for, prevention of a uniform civil code. No, it's not. There's so many other communities. I just told you, Mr. Moily said from 200 to 300 civil courts are working in India. So are you talking about only Muslims? No. There are so many. Your tea, you see.
Yes. No, you continue.
So there are so many feathers will be ruffled, not just Muslims. So many people will be annoyed. So why you want, to start is this kind of civil disobedience or civil problem in this country when there is none?
Sir, I have just last two questions.
Yes.
What will be your suggestions to Muslim community, and what will be your suggestion to government of India? First, the Muslims community.
See, the Muslim community, you see, what is called...
Leaders, people, community leader, religious leader, political leader.
That's true. Yes. You see, whatever is called Muslim personal law is not actually the Muslim personal law. It is actually the British personal law for Muslims.
Law.
Yes, Anglo. What is the meaning? It means that the decisions and verdicts which were made in British courts in India, even Privy Council, these have been compiled by Mr. Mullah, a Parsi person, and these are called Muslim personal law. This is not personal law. Sometimes they are, they will be contravening our own fiqh, our laws. That's why people go to Sharia courts. because these things, as these were understood by British judges or maybe Indian judges in British courts, and these have been compiled. That is, I mean, this is a big book by Mr. Mullah, Anglo-Mohammedan Law by Mr. Mullah, who is a Parsi. This is the Indian Muslim personal law. It is not personal law. It is not Muslim personal law. It is British personal law, which is, of course, bequeathed by the British, and the Indian government also accepts it.
Muslim
And there
personal
is
law as codified by the British judges or
not
Indian
by
origin judges.
Now, maybe there were some Indian origin judges also, but this is according to the understanding of the British legal system, not our ulama. Our ulama did not do it. And they have been asked since long. They have been asked, Muslim Personal Law Board has been asked to produce a draft of Muslim personal law, but they have failed because there are so many varieties there. Sunni, Shia, Brelvi, then Bohra, then Mayo, and there's so many. So it's not possible for the Muslim community to produce one draft. There will be many drafts. Shia will bring their draft, and Brelvis will bring their draft. Ahl Hadith will bring their draft, and so on. So I think best thing is to leave it like this. It's not posing any problem. Muslim personal law affects only Muslim families. It does not affect any Hindu or Christian or Adivasi or anybody. It affects us. How I want to marry, how I want to get divorced or khula or whatever, how I want to divide the inheritance. These are the things. I mean, these are the things which concern Muslim individuals only, within families. It has nothing to, whenever there is a problem between a Muslim and non-Muslim, Muslim and Hindu, Muslim and Christian, he will go to a normal court. He will not go to a Sharia Court.
So what is your advice to
No,
Muslim
my advice to leave. No, for Muslim community,
don't get irritated.
Don't get irritated because there will never be any uniform civil code, because many others, even Sikhs want their personal law.
Yes,
and they are agitating for it.
And they are forced to get incorporated within the Hindu code.
They are agitating against it.
Yes.
They say that we do not accept being called Hindus, and whatever the Hindu code is, we don't accept it, and they are against it. And some like Delhi Assembly has passed Sharda Act, but the central court has not. So there is a Sikh demand also that their personal laws should be codified and should be applied to them.
And what is your advice to government? Maybe law minister, prime minister?
No, my advice to the government, to the law ministry is to forget about it. Why you rake up this issue where there is no issue? It's not giving any problem to anybody. Is Muslim personal law giving any problem to a Hindu or to a Sikh or to a Christian or to a Adivasi or to tribal or to Northeast person? No, it's not giving. So it is our problem. Muslim community's problem. We are solving. I mean, the issue, things are not as they were 50 years back or 100 years back. Things are changing. I mean, like triple talaq. Now there is a common, refrain in the Muslim community that it is bad. It is bad. Always it was bad, but now people are accepting it, that it should not be like this, and there should be checks and balances. Like the way you get married. Also, there should be some legal way to get separated or give talaq. So Muslim communities also, I mean, not only in India, but even in foreign countries, in other countries, in Pakistan, in Saudi, in Algeria, Tunisia, and so many countries, they are also evolving. With the times, new problems are coming, new systems are coming, problems, of course, keep, now, I mean, like, for instance, right now, both wife and husband are working. I mean, just only 50, 60 years back, it was impossible to think that the both will be working. So new problems are coming, fewer children are coming. So people are finding solutions for these problems. And so it's best for the government, for law ministry to leave it like that and leave the issue to the Muslim scholars, that they are capable of
of reforming and changing.
Reforming and changing, and there might be some need at some time for the government to put some pressure or give some advisory to Muslim scholars or Muslim Personal Law Board to take care of this certain thing if there are problems. For instance, come a lot of problems about certain things, like for instance, like inheritance, and people are not. The problem is that people are not implementing Sharia. For instance, inheritance, there are certain, it is divided in a certain way that the females and males and all get their shares. But as is usual, people are, for some personal reason, people don't want to give, shares to the females. So if such a problem comes, a lot of such cases come to courts, the government should advise Muslim Personal Law Board to take care of this and do something.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. So we have been talking on the issue of Uniform Civil Code, and Dr. Zafarul Islam Khan, former chairperson of Delhi Minority Commission and also eminent scholar and journalist, he has said that diversity is the reality, and the only solution to Uniform Civil Code and on other matter related to culture is that diversity should be respected and there should be less interference and less politics over these issues. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.